Redditors who survived a major natural disaster, what is your survival story? Just for reference, I am not Sri Lankan. I was in Gal, Sri Lanka, in 2004. The tsunami hit around 9:15 a.m. My family, who were actually living there, and I were 2 kilometers inland in a rented house on holiday for Christmas. I woke up on Boxing Day, with a huge hangover, to my family all asking what the noise was from the road. I wandered down the rocky driveway feeling very sickly with a headache, only to be met with absolute chaos. There were literally hundreds of people running up this dirt road screaming, shouting, and crying. A few people who spoke English were saying, "Big wave, get to the mountain." At this point I was still in a bit of a daze. I stood and watched for what felt like 30 minutes, as I had never seen such panic, but it must have really been a few minutes. I went back up to the house and told my family what I had seen and what I had heard. I was with my dad, stepmother, younger brother, cousin, and auntie. My older brother was staying nearby on the coast. We realized that there was no electricity and no signal on our mobile phones. These were both common occurrences, however. One of the local guys we knew came up the drive screaming that we had to get away from the coast and that we had to save our family. It was at this point we really freaked out. We decided to leave the house we were in, as it was in quite a busy area, and walk through the paddy fields to a house that was being built by some friends but was quite secluded. We grabbed what we needed and headed off. We did not see many people on the way, as it was through the middle of nowhere. We probably stayed at this house for around an hour discussing what may or may not have been happening and whether a wave would reach this far inland, 2 to 3 kilometers, so probably a bit silly in retrospect. I had a small motorbike with me, and after much discussion and arguing about the safety we agreed that I would head toward the coast and see what had happened. I set off slowly, and the roads were quite quiet by this point, with the occasional person running or shouting and the odd car telling me to turn back. Around 2 to 3 hours had passed since we had woken up, so it must have been around midday. There is a railroad track that follows the southern coast of the island almost directly along the shoreline. There is the beach, some houses, the road, then the rail tracks, maybe 50 to 60 meters away.